hope you had a wonderful day. It's Mac here. Today we're deep in Wales. We're on the Isle of Anglesey, and we're here to see as much as we can over the next 2 days. The family and I are going to be exploring this island, and I want you to come along with us. So let's go see everything that we can see in Anglesey. Continuing the exploration of northern Wales, and after an epic train ride to the top of Llanddona Mountain, the family and I drove deeper into Wales to head to the Isle of Anglesey. Located right off the northwest coast of Wales, Anglesey is a beautiful island with an ancient history and a population of about 70,000. Known for its beaches and historical locations, we were excited to travel to Anglesey and explore the island. Our first day in Anglesey ended with us just making it to Anglesey. It was about a 5-hour drive from our home, but we made it to our Airbnb, which is a beautiful home. We'll cover that in another video. Suffice to say, it was a perfect location in which to home base and see the rest of the island. We're excited to start our day, but it's going to be a slow start. It was raining this morning, so we couldn't get out as early as I would like. It rained up to about 11, but now we want to get on the road, but we can't because we need to pick up milk. On the upside, the twins are now drinking whole milk. On the downside, the twins are drinking a lot of whole milk. The views from this island are truly magnificent. That's across there, on the other side of that water, is mainland Wales. And here's the island. And those houses are there. There's a beautiful home there sitting in the middle on an island which has a little causeway going over to. We've seen 2 or 3 of those. And of course, cows are always awesome in any scenery. But just the outdoor aspect of the beauty that's right here is really phenomenal. I'm loving it, and we're just getting started. One of the best parts of the trip for me was driving on the long country roads, winding through the fields, watching out for sheep and cattle. The name of this town and train station is phenomenally long. I think it's the longest name in Europe. I'm not completely sure. I think there's a longer name in New Zealand. And I will be able to pronounce this, but you see that light that's covering part of it, so that's stopping me from pronouncing the whole name.
Llanfair pwll gwyngyll go ger chwyrn drobwll Llantysilio go goch.
Okay, so I'm going to go into the gift shop because I have to get something with that name on it. I think a magnet is going to be a really long magnet because it's a really long name. Now I can read this from here. It says, the Church of Mary in the hollow of the white hazel near the fierce whirlpool, and the Church of Tislow by the red cave. I love that translation. Oh wow, I wasn't expecting this. This is massive. Absolutely massive. This is really nice. I guess if you're in the US, this would be like a major truck stop. You get to stop at those truck stops, have shops built into it. But this is almost like a farm shop. It's good. There's a cafe in here. Again, there's that name.
Llanfair pwll gwyngyll go ger chwyrn drobwll Llantysilio go goch.
At some point, I'll stop and I will type that into Google Translate and see what Google Translate says that name is. All right, there's the cafe. Oh, here's some nice things. You guys, I love knickknacks. Things you put on the shelf, just sit there. I need more shelves because I'm picking up so many little knickknacks, but these are really cool. This is what happens when Blair sends me to a store and the kids and her stay in the car. I'm in here by myself, so really there's, I'm only accountable to myself. And she's not here to kind of tap me on the shoulder and say, we don't need that. Since she's not here, I'm gonna add to our collection. All right. Nice Wales paraphernalia souvenirs, but I need something with that name on it. Okay, it took me a minute to find it, but here are the magnets. This is what I'm talking about. This is a magnet here, this is really cool. And then here's a magnet that's broken out into multi-magnets, but if I get this out of order, there's no way I'd ever get it back. So I think this is what I want right here. All one word, all one magnet. Okay, so magnets acquired. Let's keep moving. Okay, so our adventure continues. We're now at a 5,000-year-old neolithic burial mound. It's really cool because there are people out here today kind of describing this historical past. This is where we talk about that history and culture. So let's go and delve into this a little bit.
What would be a really good book that's fairly recent? I mean, Inside the Neolithic Mind is quite a good one. Any of the Barry Cunliffe books are pretty good. That's looking at prehistory of Europe as a broader sphere. Gosh, other than that, there's not been a particularly big book done recently, but Barry Cunliffe is a pretty safe bet.
How do you spell his name?
Barry normally, and then CUNCLIFFE. But if you put anything that sounds anything like Barry Cunliffe into Google, it'll come up immediately. He's pretty famous as an archaeologist.
I want something that's exactly like that. Now it's inside it. I can not read it at all.
Is this a rope or
So it's the same technique. I'm making a cape.
a cape? Okay,
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
Out of, so using twining, so it's the same way that you'd make rope, but I'm hanging things through it, so I'm making a cape
Okay.
that will help keep me warm.
Oh, it's beautiful.
So yeah, and it's made from the inside of the lime tree, the linden tree.
Here's a Neolithic axe grinding, and then Blair and I did this cornmeal.
More for maritime
We did this a couple years ago in Namibia with the Himba
Any other
tribe. They're still actually using that same technique
Good to see you both again.
to grind cornmeal.
Yeah, no, as you-
Although this appeared to be more of a wheat meal. Yeah, this is a wheat meal. What we did was a corn meal. So this is very similar with to what I've witnessed at Stonehenge. Yeah, the circular aspect of it, the standing stones, and then the aspect of where they've, oh, I guess we can't get in on this side. I had to figure out how to get in here. This was such a wonderful experience. We happened to be on Anglesey on a day where we could explore some of the deep history and actually go inside of a 5,000-year-old tomb. And there's nothing quite like going into a tomb. Okay, yeah. Hey, doggy. Oh, get a little crowded in here, but that's fine. Okay. Standing inside of the burial chamber really made me appreciate the ingenuity of the Neolithic era. Oh, look at this. There's really nice people still leaving offerings today. Yeah, shells, things of this sort.
A little bit of money.
Yeah. Really nice. After leaving the Neolithic site, we continued on our trek across Anglesey. Our route was somewhat planned and somewhat freeform. If we saw something really beautiful, we would stop, pause, and take a minute to explore it. Hard to make it out from this distance, but that is actually where you catch the ferry heading over to Ireland. So we've been there before because we caught the ferry over to Ireland, but we never checked it out from this particular vantage point. That is really far away from this, but to see, I don't know, what, 20 miles at least? 10, 15, maybe 20 miles down below you. It's a beautiful location. Okay, so I want to take a moment to acknowledge the reality of driving around countries and islands and places that you don't know. We're trying to get to a location. We turned down a road, following directions, instructions, and it's taking us to here. Really nice home sitting right there. And then the path continues on this way, but it says very clearly, unsuitable for motor vehicles. And guess what, guys? I'm in a motor vehicle. So we had to do a hard turnaround right here. Had to open up someone's gate to get turned around. And then we're gonna go back and try to get to our location. This happens sometimes. This is part of it. This is part of the fun. Let's go.
They're so cute. Oh, and they're gone. Their tails are so long.
All right, now we're at our next location here on the road trip across this beautiful island, and it is the last working windmill in Wales, which also doubles as a donut shop. So we're here to get some donuts and check out the windmill. I'm gonna say mo nuts, but it has that little line over the O, so it may be moon nuts. We'll find out when we ask them inside. That's a really cool looking windmill. Operational, not a lot of wind today, so it's not turning. I saw him turning it by hand a couple minutes ago, but we'll check that out as well.
Hello.
Hello. And I understand there are donuts and donuts upstairs? Upstairs. Okay. Okay, so we definitely want the cinnamon and the chocolate. So that's 2.
Would you like any cakes?
No, we're okay, thank you. Okay, so we have lemon and blueberry, lemon and raspberry, cinnamon, chocolate. This is all they had out. They were running out. Okay, now let's go check out the windmill. So this is cool. These are, I guess those are going to be the milling stones. I don't know if that's what you call them. That's what I call them right now, milling stones. That sounds like an appropriate title. These were used to grind the wheat, which is really cool. So we just paid to go inside, take a good look inside of the windmill. The miller's here today for the first time in 10 years. That's exciting. We may get a chance to talk to him, but we just really want to get a good look inside this windmill.
The history of the mill, this was built 1775-76, okay?
Okay.
And it's the only working windmill in Wales at the moment, still producing, or will be producing, okay? It's my first day back today. I've been away in a school teaching for 9 years. So my first day back today as miller. I was here for 15 years before that. Okay, so I'm the original miller here. Okay, so I used to run it and make flour here. Okay, that's my picture there. No, so I'm only, that's not me, really. Seriously. It's not me. Okay, so have a read, then you can go up. There's 2 flights of stairs.
Okay.
Just be careful with your hands when you go through.
Okay.
Anything that's moved, don't touch it. Okay, but there won't be anything that's moved today for you.
Hands in your pockets.
Okay, and if you want help with finding the animals, come see me. Okay, on safari. Okay, any questions? Feel free to ask me.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ooh. Okay.
Okay, just watch your hands everywhere. Okay.
Yeah, watch your head.
Right. So this is the only working windmill in Wales.
Yeah. All right. That's pretty steep up. I guess this is going to be those stones. Yeah. 2 different types of stones, which you're going to grind to 2 different sizes. This is pretty cool. I think you may actually take your wheat higher up, and then it comes down here. So your wheat's going up here, falls down, and it's going into here. And when it falls into here, and this windmill is turning, right? See, it was just turning. Here's the gear. The gear for the windmill is here. So that windmill is turning up there. Well, actually, look. Here, I'll show you. Here's the gear right here. That gear is going out to the blades, right? That's turning this way. See this gear here? Hits on this gear. This gear is turning this way. Did you guys remember Blades and the Monster Machines? Yes. While that gear is turning this gear, it's turning this smaller gear here, which turns these massive stones. The wheat came down here and it falls into there, right? And then you're going to have it coming out the bottom as a flour because it's getting ground in between those heavy weights of the stones. That's how it's happening. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Is it chain reaction?
No, it's not a chain reaction. These are gears. It's a gear system. And again, these stones are incredibly heavy, but that's what's grinding the flour. It grinds at the grain because there's a little space in between it, and it grinds that grain into a flour. Flour is just powdered. It's powdered grain, and that's what happens to it.
So you're taking it from the wood?
And so here, look at this gear. You can see this gear here. This gear is what would go right there to this one. So it doesn't have the second stone on this one. So this is the bottom stone, right? And that second stone would sit on top, but the grain would fall down in between. Now the grain is either going to come out, I think it's probably coming out of the floor below us as a flour.
this is built 1775, 76.
Yeah, so the same year our nation was.
There we go. So there you go. See, so a bit of history there.
Yes.
Think how old it is and how old the technology is.
Oh, hold on. So that means that this structure is as old as the United States itself.
Yes. It's frightening when you say that, isn't it? When you think you know like that.
So as was just pointed out, this windmill is as old as the United States. It's built at the same year the United States declared itself independent and gained its independence as a nation, which is really wonderful. It's an old windmill, 1776. I mean, year means a lot in the U.S. All right, let's go look at some older roundhouse structures. Roundhouses. I think this is really cool to check out as well because these were built by archaeologists and they kind of show what settlements in the late Bronze era, early Iron Age era, about 3,000 years ago, this is what settlements would look like. Okay, so, oh wow, these are large roundhouses. I would say if I was a prehistoric person, if I had a home this large, I'd be happy. But this would probably have housed multiple families and not just one particular family, unless it's a very large family. Let's go in, take a look. Water, earth, air, fire. These are the 4 nations, right? Yep. So this would have been really the center of the village, the center of the community. And this is what a roundhouse would look like. An approximation from about 3,000 years ago. This is what they would have been living in. Which, not too bad. Not too bad. It probably would have stank a lot more than this though. Oh, it would smell like more than just ash. All right, so let's take a look in the other one, see if there's any difference. I like the design though, it's really, really cool. All right, nice doors. I don't know if they would have these type doors 3,000 years ago, but. All right, let's see if we can even fit in here. Uh-oh, all right. It's a loom for making rugs and textiles. Right. There's a nice little hearth right here. This has been a meeting hall. Let's discuss the business of the village. Okay, I like this little storage hut over here. Yeah, something like a stable. Earthen with the stuff growing on top. Don't get bit by a fiddle snake. Watch out for fiddle snakes. Watch out for fiddle snakes. So we've seen some really awesome sights here, but we're off to our next location. Okay, so we're finishing up our first day here, but there's one more location that I absolutely have to see, and that is Beaumaris Castle. We're in the town of Beaumaris, and we're going to the castle. It sits on the end of the town. We'll get some food here a little later, but right now, let's hit this castle. They're closing in about 40 minutes, so we don't have a lot of time. We're going to go in and check it out. It's a beautiful castle. Blair and I were driving around, and we saw it. We said, we have to come back and see this castle. So we made a loop around the island, and now let's go check this out. With near-perfect symmetry, 4 concentric rings of formidable defense, and a water-filled moat, Beaumaris is one of the most impressive castles in all of Wales. Oh wow, look at this. This is a beautiful castle. This is why I wanted to see it. And it has a nice little moat here. This is another castle built by King Edward I in his conquest of Wales. He had to put up a lot of castles. And I think there's no sight better than the castle here with the cattle kind of just relaxing on the hillside behind it. So we're gonna do a quick tour through here. We don't have a lot of time, but we want to see as much as we can. I love the architecture here. It's so reminiscent of just a kid's castle of, if you're a little kid and you're thinking about a castle, this is the image of what you have in mind. As the last castle constructed by King Edward I, Beaumaris is magnificent but unfinished. Don't poke each other in the eye. Don't hit each other with them. Come on, we don't have a lot of time. Let's look around. Ooh, y'all want to do the wall walk first or do that last?
First, since it's right next to the exit.
Let's go. Construction began in the year 1295, but by the year 1300 it come to a complete stop as King Edward focused more time and energy on wars in Scotland. In 1306, work was restarted on the site, but by the year 1330, work finally ceased, with about 15,000 being spent, a colossal sum for the period, but the castle was never finished. There's a lot of the original design and architecture remaining. Of course, it's all hollowed out, but you can see a lot of what was here. Let's continue on up with the rest of the family. Oh, wow. Absolutely beautiful views from up here. Look at that. For a period of time, we became lost in the castle, roaming up and down the hallways, walking up and down the steps. It is encompassing and all-consuming to be surrounded by the castle, walking through the narrow passageways, imagining what it used to feel like for those individuals who lived in these castles and worked in these castles many, many, many years ago. It would be pretty dark in here without these lights. Oh, it's very dark and dank. Water's dripping on your head. That authentic castle feel.
Spider.
It's a bit of a maze in here.
Trusting your instincts, realize that knowing looks different to each when living authentic.
So there's a lot of up and down steps. I didn't recognize that this castle was so large, so we didn't give it quite as much time as I would have liked. But you hear that bell ringing, it means it's 5 p.m. and they're closing down, so we're heading out. But we got to see a bit of it. Hope you enjoyed it. Maybe we have to make it back over here again to give it more time to Beaumaris Castle. At this point, we've toured some of the finest castles in all of northern Wales: Conwy, Carnarvon, Harlech. Those castles are phenomenal. Beaumaris fits right amongst those. It is one of the best. You get a chance to see it and enjoy it. The location is splendid. The town is magnificent. So if you can make it to Anglesey and go to Beaumaris Castle, please do. You won't regret that decision.
So we woke up this morning and the weather was a little bit not so together, but it got much better and it maintained that for the whole time that we were out today. So we've been really thankful for that. It's been a beautiful day. You can see the sun and the sky a little bit with all these beautiful clouds. So it's been a great day for looking at the sky and looking at mountains and just
Not 10 steps from the castle is Dock Shack. Let's go get some seafood right here. Haddock, cod. Oh, look at that white bait. White bait? That looks different. Scampi fish bites. So we're gonna go up, get a seat, then come back down and get something to eat. This is perfect. Dock Shack. I like the name and the food smells great. There's a lot of great seafood in here. So go back down, check out the menu and see what we can get to eat. It's been a really long day, a lot of travel all across this island. It's been a wonderful day though. The weather has held up perfectly, especially through the afternoon. And just waiting on Blair. Actually, we're gonna start checking out the menu and she'll come down and join me, I'm sure, any second now. I love the way they have this design. It's just so cool. Like the hull of a boat, or the end of a boat. A little propeller right there. Yeah, the design is really nice. All right, let's go check out this menu. So that was a really nice meal. We'll call that an early dinner. It was delicious, it was nice, it was fresh. And then the platter had a fish in that. I guess little tiny little, look like sardines, but they call them a bait fish. And they fried the whole little thing. It was tasty, never had that before. And that's what it's all about. New adventures, new foods, new experiences.
What kind of suits do lawyers wear? Lawsuits. Did you know French fries weren't made in France? They were made in Greece. Why is 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. I still don't get that joke.
Quando você sorriu, chorei. Eu nunca pude imaginar que isso fosse acontecer. E numa bola de cristal vi o futuro transformar. E o que era bom ficou legal. Passarinho da montanha, quando chegar.
I've been on a lot of crazy roads across England, Wales, and Scotland, and this has to be by far the craziest road. It is insanely narrow, the high banks along the side, and it's just this constant, steep decline all the way down. And I just pray that nothing comes up because I don't know how we'd work that out. And I mean, this is steep. Look at it. It just keeps dropping off. Look at this grade.
Que o vento leve, love, logo já. 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 Que leve, love já. Para para tu tac tu tac tu cum tu tac tu tac tu tac tu cum tu tac tu tac tu tac tu tac. Quando você sorriu, chorei. Eu nunca pude imaginar que isso fosse acontecer. E numa bola de cristal vi o futuro transformar.
Here we are, and we just pop out at the beach. I mean, the views are splendid, but wow, to get down here was something else. Okay, so we're heading over towards the evening. It's getting a little late, but we decided to head down to the beach, not too far away from where we were in Beaumaris. And we're at Llanddona Beach. Nice rocky shore. Walking on a pretty nice boardwalk too. This is a really nice, well taken care of beach. It says no overnight camping down here, but I see a lot of camper vans and I wonder who's gonna come run them out here in the next hour or so before sundown.
Vento leve, love, logo já. Vento leve, love, logo já. Que vento leve, love, logo já. Que leve, love já. Para para tu pap tu paga tu gadum. Paga tak 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 tu gadum. Tek 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 ga. Paga tak tak tek tek gadum. Tak tak tek tek gadum. Tek 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 da. Para ga tak tek tek gadum. Tek 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 tak 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 ga.
After a
a long day of exploring Anglesey, crisscrossing the island back and forth, seeing so many wonderful sights and locations, and delving so deep into the history, we finally made it back to our Airbnb and just relaxed for the night, because the next day we were going to be back at it again.
I'm taking the middle. Good.
I was supposed to eat.
Go. There's no way. That's the one I just pulled out. There's no. It's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. Oh, why didn't you do it?
Got our second day here at Anglesey, and this is the perfect view to start the day off. We just headed out. We're heading to a wonderful location, going to a sea park, and that should be a lot of fun. But wow, the view is right here over the water. Wow, so this viewpoint is really good. You can see so many different sights from here. You can see Snowdon in the distance, the peak of that. All of these tall mountains are visible from here. Let me show you this map. This layout shows all of the mountains in Snowdonia that are visible. So there's the Britannia Bridge. It's just a lot you can see from this one vantage point. It's all really beautiful. So the Sea Life Park focuses on conservation and showing local marine life here around Wales and Britain as a whole. Let's see what all we have here. Oh, the water's a little turbid here. Here's a new one for me. This is an Atlantic wolffish. Have some seahorses, some anemones, a lot of anemones. That wolffish is unique. But this is really for the kids to have an opportunity to learn a bit more about marine ecology. And, you know, here in the UK, so British marine ecology specifically, they're highlighting local marine vertebrates and fish in this area. They are jellyfish. There's a Patrick. Blakely added a Patrick to the jellyfish and the squid and everyone else's wonderful works. And now she's adding SpongeBob.
They spelled squid walk.
Oh, it's flipping. What flipping? The fish. It went on its side for a second. Yeah.
Just a second.
Oh, who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob SquarePants.
I saw him yell at the poorest is he.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
You have to sing with meaning. Sing like you mean it. If nauticalness is something you wish,
SpongeBob SquarePants.
then jump on a deck and plop a fish.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Ready?
SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob SquarePants.
We gotta work on that harmony, y'all. It's a nice little, oh, it's cool. Nice little tidal section. Yeah, nice little tidal lagoon. They're breeding them here for food. No, they're just raising a lot of them for conservation, to show you what you can find in the tidal parks. This is the Rocky Shore Zone. Coming out to the gift shop. That was a nice walkthrough. Let's see what all we can find here. Look at this. They have Jellycat, Blair. Jellycat.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, this is the largest Jellycat collection I've ever seen.
Big old Jellycat.
Oh, and here, look. Here's the fruits and here's the foods, fruits and vegetables.
What's Jellycat?
This is Jellycat. I think the broccoli and the beet. The corn is cool though. There's two corns. There are two corns. There's a big corn, and there's a little corn. Oh, look at the pumpkin. Yeah. Yeah, take the pumpkin out. Kind of a pumpkin squash. It's a squash. Squash is cool. So it's a really nice gift shop. We kind of got carried away with the Jellycat, but we really like the brand a lot, so we always add into our collection. We didn't realize how much we have, and now we're going to add a lot more to it. But there's a lot of cool things here, not just that. Some really nice ceramics. These are really cool. I like this world map. That's a cool world map. I like that. So we're finishing up another site here at Anglesey, and this has been such a wonderful experience. The last 2 days have been a blast. Yesterday we saw a lot of sights. There's more to see outside here, but we're going to move on because there's so many other places we want to go to. So come on, let's keep going. Let's go see more of Anglesey. So we were driving along and the road just came to an end. It just stopped right there. It just stops kind of at this beach. And it's really cool because directly across the waterway is Beaumaris Castle. And we've done a whole video on Beaumaris. We've enjoyed that. And I didn't realize it just right across the water from Beaumaris is Anglesey. You can see the sand all out there, but I love being able to get out there and do a little bit of water sports today because the tide is low. You can see those sandbanks out there. It's really great. And the views with the mountains in the background, the ocean here, and then the homes there in between. It's just absolutely beautiful out here. This island is a wonderful location. If you lived here, you should be happy every day. You should be happy every day living out here because I'm telling you, I'm enjoying the time over here. Smell of salt water everywhere. This is beautiful. So we're going to have to cut our second day short. We do still have to get back, but we want to try to make it to a restaurant to get something to eat, to try a little bit more of the local flavor and food before we get out of here, and that'll probably be the last thing we do. So we came back to Beaumaris to get some food, but luckily for us, there's a Beaumaris artisan market. Let's do a quick walkthrough of this artist market. Because you know I can't pass up an artist market, guys. Artisan market. I love local arts and crafts. It's one of my favorite things of all time. So we're gonna get something to eat, but first, let's take a look at some of these lovely arts and crafts. Okay, here's some old glass work. I think this might be some pottery. There's some nice. I like those little warmers for mugs. Those are pretty cool. There's some jewelry. Nice jewelry. It's like almost like clay jewelry. Oh, and in here, here's some nice little bunnies. What are these little guys are made of? Some little bunnies. Coasters. Those are cool. Very unique. There's a bit of crocheting going on here. Some crocheted goods. Some wax. Photography and painting. Prints. Oh, most of these are painted. I like these. And here's some fridge magnets, and I'm a huge fan of fridge magnets. I like these too. These are nice. Yeah, these are cool. I think I like these to our collection of fridge magnets. So that's a nice little market. We picked up some magnets, and then we're going to head off, go find something to eat here. We came back to Beaumaris because we know there are a couple of really great restaurants here. We get some seafood as we finish up our day. This is a great location. Beaumaris. If you're coming to Anglesey, come to Beaumaris. This is a nice little town. All right, there's some spirits for sale. You know, I like this dry aged the butcher. We have to go into the butcher shop. Instant barbecue. Oh wow, this smells great in here. Hiya. Okay, what'd you say?
Burger, fries, paninis were the plans.
Really? You guys have burgers and fries in here? Some double cheeseburger, chicken filet burger, hash brown classic slaw, extra bacon, extra cheese, skinny fries. So we came into the butcher shop just to like take a look around. The smells were so great. They told us they're making burgers in here. We're like, okay, we're gonna get some beef burgers from the butcher shop. How do you pass that up? We were going to get fish, but we switched entirely because the smells are so great. Here's the reason I wanted to get into the butcher shop is because I'm always on the hunt for rubs, and I knew that they'd have some really great rubs in here. I do a lot of grilling, and if I could get, look at that. These are some nice rubs. I love finding just unique rubs. These guys put out their own type of rubs. So I'm gonna pick up one of those. Rapeseed oil. Just different little things here. There's some marinades, sauces, tartar sauce, Dijon mustard. Oh, you want to do a little bit of pickling? You could probably do it with that bag. Butcher shops are great. A lot of people don't know the awesomeness that you can get out of a butcher shop. I used to spend a lot of time at butcher shops because we had a farm. We took a lot of animals to the butcher. And so we spent a lot of time at butcher shops, so we know the goodness that could come out of a local butcher shop. This is Spice Kitchen. So some nice gingerbread, hot chocolate, chai spice. These might be teas. Spice Kitchen, small tins. Yeah, these appear to be more Indian spices. No, there's a Tex-Mex up here, Cajun. Well, I wonder what that Cajun spice tastes like. And the meats just look really, really fresh. You could tell that this was packaged super fresh. Look at that pork, has that perfect pink color on that. Yeah, we just raise hogs, so we know what good pork looks like. I think that's streaky bacon. Yeah, boy, that looks really good. Okay, so we finished up our day here in Beaumaris. We got some great food. We wanted to go get fish and chips, but I think what we got is a lot better. Beef burgers from a butcher shop, come on, you can't beat that. Hey, if you like parts of this video, drop down in the comments, let us know what you like. We've enjoyed our last 2 days here. We're heading back to England. Until next time, take care.